Good morning, everyone. Had a wonderful sleep, and this is the view from my window. Absolutely beautiful, breathtaking. And Bilal, good morning. Hasn't slept. I think he's been working on our first story that we shot last night when we reached Hunza. And now we're going to have some breakfast, and we're going to go and talk to the people, the locals, and ask them how they look at the multi-billion-dollar China-Pakistan economic corridor. So see you.
अबे चाय डालो जल्दी जल्दी क्या कर रहे हो तेरे तफरी करने जाना है
नहीं बाबू चाय तो डाल दो
अबे पहाड़ों पे तफरी करने जाना है जल्दी राजा डालो हम लेट नहीं लाया
नहीं वो कहते सर अभी तो नाश्ता ही नहीं है टाइम नहीं
बस जो डबल रोटी और मक्खन
ये खाओ नखरे ना करो
So we have just come across a gang of tourists from China, and we're going from Singapore, and we're going into the village of the local community. This is the landscape. About 15-20 people. We'll be interviewing them to know more about how they look at the tourism industry of Hunza.
Except the iron is little bit higher, yes.
I was telling a little bit about the water channel. I'll show it to you. It's this water channel. Don't look at the color because it's drinkable and it's mineral rich. And our guide here is telling us that, you know, people still use this for cooking and drinking purposes. So the guide is saying that after the incident of 9/11, the attacks on the World Trade Center, the tourism of Pakistan was badly hit. But gradually the army cleared Pakistan from these terrorist activities, and then international tourism has revived. They're coming here. Hunza is no doubt a very safe place for tourism. It's beautiful. I've spoken to the locals, and they say that this CPEC comes with its advantages and disadvantages, saying that yes, there is going to be economic boom in the country, but at the same time, if they don't concentrate on the environment, the movement of the containers to and fro from Kashgar to Gwadar is going to badly impact the environment. And they're saying that if that isn't looked at properly, these mountains, they're going to lose the snow, the glaciers are going to melt, and another 5 or 6 years, they're saying that it's going to become like Murray. It's going to become a concrete cities.
ये कौन सी पीक है
Diran Peak.
और
7,265 meters above sea level.
Yes.
Second dangerous mountain in Pakistan.
So whoever plans to come to this mountain must be very well prepared. So this is called the Channel Walk in Karimabad, and what is the significance of this area?
This is a very peaceful area and shadow orchard, and you have a lot of fruit trees here. And beside that you have a very nice view of the mountains. Especially you can see 5 mountains over 7,000 meters from here, like a Rakaposhi, Diran Peak, Golden Peak, Ultar, Molo Bathing. So very beautiful view, especially if you walk on this channel evening time, and you can see the sunset and very beautifully on the mountains.
So why was when I went to Shandur last year,
Yeah.
there was a lot of initially before 9/11 there was hundreds of thousands of international tourists who used to come here. Why has that number gone down now?
Because of 9/11 and the Pakistan image has been down. So we hopefully it will restore. We expecting more tourism in Pakistan because negative propaganda in international media. So due to which the tourism slump. You know those tourists which we have with us now, they are also saying when they were decide to go to Pakistan, their families, relatives, they ask them, don't go, Pakistan is not safe destination. When they are here, totally they forget what they have expected. And they are saying the Pakistan people are very friendly, hospitality, and very peaceful. And our government, they are giving a very good escort. And whenever they feel it's not safe destination, so they are very comfortable traveling in Pakistan with us now.
This is my first time and I would like everybody to come over to Pakistan because it's a lovely place. Really nice.
Arrived at the Altit Fort. It is said to be over 900 years old. There is no open sewerage. Everything is covered, unlike the Androon Sheher of walled city of Lahore. Let's go and talk to the authorities and get permission for our shoot. Mr. Sher-Ullah is going to take us around the Altit Fort. He has been telling us about the history of the fort. You were telling me a little bit about this,
Yes,
this
sir.
fort.
Yes.
When was it constructed? And you were telling me about the dowry. How is it? What how
Yeah.
it was given?
According to historical sources, 1100 years ago, a king had got married from Baltistan. When the bridegroom guest came here, the bridegroom guest built this fort for the princess as a part of dowry, as a gift. Actually, this fort is built by Tibetan people. ये देखिए सर, जैसे कि मैंने इस हिस्टोरिक आर्ट के कमरे ही में आपको एक स्ट्रक्चर नजर आएगा. इस स्ट्रक्चर को हम लोग
This is also called the standing grave. It is believed that the emperor of that time, he buried his younger brother alive here in this grave because he became rebellious towards the then empire. Later in 2009, an architect from the UK, he came to restore this fort, and when he came to know about this fact, he brought machines of scanning and x-ray, and he found that the body of the emperor's brother is still inside this grave. So I believe that in the times gone by, the things were similar, and for the love of power, they never used to forgive even the family members, and not even the fathers, not even their brothers. You must have heard about the Hunza water. It is the wine from Hunza, and in the times gone by, this cellar that you can see, in the times gone by, wine was produced in this cellar. The wine was made by fermenting grapes, and it was kept here in the cellar for some time, and then it was when the wine was made, it was served to the royal family. Before the advent of Islam, wine was produced here in large quantity because of the harsh winter. But even after the arrival of Islam, even though the production has gone down, but it is still being produced, and it is called Hunza water. This is the prison of those times.
कि दरवाजे क्यों बनाए गए? हाँ, no, ancient people were using organic food. They were taller as compared to nowadays. But why they have made doors so short? One was security reason.
If you look at the height of the doors here, it is relatively smaller, and it's not because the people were shorter in the olden times, but because whenever the fort was invaded, they had to bend their necks down to come inside, and inside the soldiers were ready to chop their necks off. Secondly, it is also a sign of respect to come inside the quarters of the emperors with your head bowed down, and thirdly, it was to stop the harsh winter breeze from coming inside.
ये क्या है Sher-Ullah साहब?
This is a stone pot.
All right.
This pot is made from a metamorphic rock. In the ancient time, this pot was using especially for cooking purposes. This is a store, especially for storing food items and kitchen items.
If you look at this elongated rock, this was during the time of the Hindu empire here. This was their god called Shiva. They used to wash it with milk and put butter on top of it and used to worship it.
So according to historical sources, कहाँ जाता है यहाँ पर शुरू में
According to a recent study, before Hinduism, there was Buddhism in this area, and Islam only came here about 500 years ago.
Here you will see what is this? This is the fasting Buddha in meditation position. You will see over the head of Buddha there are 4 major steps. First step is humanity, second step is universal soul, third step is universal intellect, fourth step is nirvana.
We're going to the next room. A lot of information.
If you look at this, this used to be a prison, and whoever used to rebel against the state, those prisoners used to be brought here and thrown in the cellar, and a huge rock used to be put on the door so they could not escape.
आप सर बिल्डिंग का स्ट्रक्चर देखिए सर, इस बिल्डिंग का जो स्ट्रक्चर है,
The structure of the building is so tough that, according to some scientists, even if an earthquake of 8.5 on the Richter scale hits this fort, the walls are so tough that it will not affect the fort. This used to be the panic room, and during the time of war, the royal family used to be brought into this room.
कदीम ज़माने में हुंजा रिवर के लेफ्ट साइड पे नगर स्टेट, on the right side Hunza state. Both states were rival to each other at that time. When there was a war between Hunza and the Nagel, the royal family were hiding here.
This was the tunnel that from where the royal family could escape. This leads right till the edge of the fort. And but when the Britishers took over, they closed down this tunnel, filled it up with rocks.
This was the living room of king and queen. ये रानी और राजा का कमरा होता था दीवान खास. ये कमरा मल्टीपर्पज के लिए इस्तेमाल होता था, as a kitchen, as a bedroom, as a dining hall.
This is a sundial. The interesting thing about this is that if you look at the skylight from the roof, the sunlight used to come inside, and the 3 rods coming out of the wall, they used to produce shadow, and the people used to determine the time of the day. But it could only happen during the daytime. At night, they were helpless.
ये जरा इसमें हैरान होने वाली बात है सर, कहाँ जाता था कदीम ज़माने में प्रिजन को ऊपर शाही खानदान वालों का वॉशरूम होता था, तो प्रिजन को वॉशरूम बनाने का उनका मिशन क्या था, यानी प्रिजनर्स को ह्यूमिलेट करने के लिए, उनको टॉर्चर करने के लिए, उनको मेंटल साइकोलॉजी के लिए टॉर्चर करने के लिए जेल के ऊपर वॉशरूम को बनाया गया था.
This used to be a bathroom, and from here down there all the prisoners were held, and the royal family used to shit on them, crap on them to humiliate them. This an ancient potty. So what a way to humiliate someone. Catch them, shit on them, crap on them, and then throw them from the mountain over 1,000 feet. It's crazy, man. It's haunting, that feeling, you know. My goosebumps are up. Bilal, phat gayi hai yaar. You know, when I was talking about that prince who was buried alive in that stupa kind of a thing, my goosebumps, it was really scary.
This village is about 1100 years old. The Aga Khan Foundation has preserved the village as it was in the times gone by for the young generation so they can come and see what their history was. This is the first mosque of Hunza. It was built about 450 years ago when Islam came into the area, and right next to it you can see the watchtower from where the soldiers used to keep an eye on the enemy. Behind the watchtower is the place where the prisoners used to be hanged, and then they used to be thrown down about 600 or 700 feet. We're going to see the place where capital punishment used to take place. People used to be hanged here, the traitors and the prisoners
And the most criminal, most wanted.
and the most wanted criminals. They were hanged here.
This area used to be capital punishment point. ये capital punishment point हुआ करता था कदीम ज़माने में जिस किसी को भी death sentence
All the traitors and the prisoners, political prisoners who were caught, they used to be thrown down from this cliff, and it is about 1,000 feet high, and it is believed that whoever was thrown down never survived. Here you can see the national animal of Pakistan, the Mar Khor. This stuffed animal was placed here in 1948 when the princely state of Hunza was merged with Pakistan. And interestingly, in 2018, the same Mar Khor was made the symbol and logo of the national airline, the Pakistan International Airlines.
This portion was built for European people on European style.
Who built this portion?
This fort was built in the time of British,
Oh.
the ruler of that time.
Oh, I see.
So this today's video is not going to be about me or the travels, but it is going to be strictly about Mr. Sher-Ullah, a wonderful guide who has given an in-depth knowledge of this beautiful Altit Fort. Sher-Ullah Saab, बहुत-बहुत शुक्रिया. Thank you so much for a wonderful tour around the Altit Fort.
Thank you for your encouragement.
It was an honor, and you will be now viewed internationally, hopefully, and more people will come to learn from all your knowledge. Thank you very much. So Bilal is telling me that he has fallen for this one, the one that's going down, the one with the pink hat. God help him, man. Locals, we are already looking at a lot of people who want to buy some property here. What do you think will happen?
The thing is, it's going to become another metropolitan city. If that happens, the beauty's going to go. The main issue that we're going to face is going to be the pollution right now. All of them on diesel fumes everywhere, and then construction coupled with all the way down south. Pakistan is up for some really polluted air.
So our shoot at the Altit Fort comes to an end, and it has been a wonderful experience. Bilal, how did you like it, man?
2 thumbs up, man. I could give you my second thumb, but I'm holding a bag right now.
Asif, bata de. Asif is lost somewhere in this tunnel, and we're trying to go out. We'll go to this Altit coffee cafe. We'll have a cup of coffee.
Oh, by the way, name of the cafe is Khabasi, which apparently means King's Garden, but in Urdu that means each tale.
Wow. So I'm here with a group of Chinese tourists who have come from all over China, and I'll also be interviewing them for the channel. So how do you like Pakistan?
Everything is good, but not food.
Not food.
Yeah.
It's very spicy, I think.
Yeah.
You've come from the Khunjrab Pass?
Yes.
Yes.
So they've traveled from Khunjrab Pass by road Some of them have come to Pakistan for the first time. Some have been here before, having a group picture taken. They've also given me a message that they hope that both the governments of the countries would maintain the beauty and would maintain some kind of civic sense. We've seen people coming from within Pakistan. Unfortunately, they've been throwing garbage. I have seen bottles of used drinkable water on the roads and wrappers of food on the roads. They've got local scouts who clean these things up every morning after the morning prayers. But it is very unfortunate. Whoever comes to this place, there is no dirt. It is not dirty. It's a virgin area. It's very beautiful. Try to have some civic sense, try to keep it clean. So this brings me to the end of yet another video from the Altit Fort from Hunza. It has been absolutely been a pleasure shooting here, talking to the locals. They're beautiful people, wonderful people. They're so hospitable, and please do subscribe to my channel. I'm trying my best to show you around. This video was not about me or the travel, this or Bilal's uncomfortable journey or Asif's loose tummy. This video was about Mr. Sher Khan, and I made him narrate the background of the Altit Fort, and I'm going to be putting subtitles, so I hope you like that. And you must come here. This is yet another place which you must visit once in a lifetime, at least before all those 64-wheelers start coming from China and going to Gwadar. It's going to, I think you won't be able to make it then. So this is the right time. A couple of days after this video is being posted, I order you to come and visit Hunza and Gilgit and go right to Khunjrab Pass. By that time, I think the mulberries will also be ready. And so yes, please do subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you in the next video from Khunjrab. Goodbye and good luck.